Welcome to BCB Live. Yes, we are that safest station in the nation.
All right, everybody, and welcome to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Drive Safe Dave here in Mansfield. And yes, with the technology and the masterful work behind the scenes, we've got Sir Rick tuning in from across. Are you overseas, Sir Rick? Where
I cannot tell you where I am, but it is 65 degrees here right now, Drive Safe Dave. I'm actually at boring insurance meetings, but give me a reason to get out of that 107-degree heat. I'm all in. I'm in Iowa, Dave. I mean, who wants to go to Iowa? I do. It's freaking amazing, Dave. I went out and walked about 3 miles today, and I didn't even break a sweat.
I can't even walk to the car at 5 a.m. in the morning without breaking a sweat because it's already 86 degrees. So two totally different worlds, right, Rick? Right now you're in paradise and I'm in hell. I was just saying it's what's going on here.
You know, and a lot of that, Dave, I think it says something about where we will both end up as well. This is kind of like a premonition right now of what things to come. Sir Rick, heaven. Drive Safe Dave, hell.
You know, Sir Rick, you may speak of the truth. I hope that not be the case, but two things about that. Number one, I know where all my friends are going, and they're probably in the same spot I'm going. And then also, number two, all the fun people will be there. And I'm just saying, it is what it is, and I don't want it to be.
I don't know, Drive Safe. I think you're tipping your toes in waters that I don't think you should be right now. You know, let's get them toes out a little bit.
Hey, Rick, so let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the world. And I think what's been on everybody's mind here over the last, 12, 14 hours is what happened over in Maui and what's going on over there. 36 people died yesterday in that massive fire that hit the island, and it swept across so fast. They had 70 and 80 mile an hour winds, Rick, whipping those flames from one house to the next house, to the next building, to the next tree, to the next house, and it just was almost unstoppable. People got trapped between in streets. They got trapped. I mean, you're talking about a firestorm that occurred, Rick, of incredible proportions, and people were running into the ocean. The fire, they were talking about Coast Guard rescues of people swimming out there with fire dropping down around them. They said it was a hellish scene. We have some pretty incredible scenes here. This was kind of closer to the beginning. People are just like, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, what are these fires coming from? And the next thing you know, you've got an entire town completely burned out and done that way. And I'm telling you, very, very bad, very, very crazy, and very, very scary. I personally look over here, and this all happened through the night, yesterday evening and into the night. Look at these still shots right here. Just devastating what happened out there. Our prayers go out to them. What happened, I will tell you that there is some really cool hero stories going on right now. Even the airline stepped up, Rick, and they brought in huge planes to seat multiple people just to get them off the island. I think they evacuated over 10,000 in just a few hours by aircraft alone.
Yeah, I mean you're on the island, Dave. Not a lot of places to really run to and get out of that. You talked about going into the water, Dave. How did that fire start?
I think it was just a small brush fire, and then it just started and it just erupted into nothing because and I'll talk about it here in a minute when we do the weather. I'm going to talk about what's happening out there because of the monsoon that's going to the south, and then the high pressure system that's to the north, and Hawaii getting trapped in there. You know, they've had kind of a heat wave now. Their heat wave and our heat wave are a little bit different, but they haven't had much rain, and all that did was create tinder, create fuel, and get ready for what just transpired yesterday. I don't know that there's a lot that they could have done to stop something like this happening. But when you're talking about 80 mile an hour flames, Rick, I mean 80 mile an hour winds blowing on the flames, what can you do?
Yeah, I'm right with you. I don't know what you do on that. Here in the States, Dave, we've over the last few years, we've dealt with a lot of fires, you know, especially on that West Coast through Arizona. And as a driver, what we tell you to do is, hey, you don't go inside that. Stay away from it. know what's going on there. We do a good job on the show, Buckle Up Bob, you on the weather, showing where these fires are to make sure that we just don't go through them, Dave, because when the winds get involved, when the fire's going on, it goes where it wants to go. It's harder to predict than weather is. I mean, the wind will take those fires and they jump. Dave, you talked about Maui. It does that. It literally jumps from house to house, Dave, and it's absolutely incredibly dangerous. We want to, again, make sure as drivers here in the stateside, and we haven't had a lot of them this year, thank God, that we stay away from that smoke.
I think, Rick, a couple of things go to that, but one of the things that I think is really important to talk about, and as we discuss it, as a driver, there are a few things that I was more scared of. I mean, it was more apprehensive of. Ice I dealt with, snow I dealt with, heavy rains and wind. But I'm going to tell you, Rick, fog and the inability to see in a moment's notice was probably the most intense feeling that you have ever behind the wheel of a vehicle, when all of a sudden the one sense that you rely on the most is completely black and gone. You can't see at all. I'm telling you right now, smoke. Don't drive into smoke. You don't know where you are. You don't know where you're going. And I'm telling you, that is the worst thing you can do. So don't ever drive into smoke. Turn around and go away from smoke whenever you can. Don't drive just think you're going to go through it, because it doesn't work.
Smoke is no joke. Drive safe, Dave. Smoke is no joke. Hey, Dave, let's go to a quick commercial. We're going to come back. We got some videos we're going to show. And Dave, I had the producer sneak one in on you from a Tesla video that's breaking news across the country today. Coming up next on BCB Live, the safest station in the nation.
What if it was different?
We get a bad rap from those pesky lawyers. I'm David Dover.
The Sledge.
It ain't pretty when you get detained at the shipper or receiver for hours on end. How many holidays did you spend over the road away from the family?
Call David Dover, the Sledgehammer, to report a driver that's done something right.
All right, we are back here on BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Drive Safe Dave here in studio, breaking a sweat. Sir Rick out there putting on cold jackets up there in Iowa, trying to stay warm where he's at. So, Sir Rick, are we going to go straight to your video first?
Dave, you're running the show. I'm just here for the looks. Really is what I'm here for. Make sure that we keep the good-looking guy on the show to keep the viewers' eyes peeled to this show, Dave.
Let's roll tape. Let's see if we can't get that video up, because I believe it's going to be on screen only, this video.
February 27th, 2021. Police body cam footage shows a traffic stop on a highway in Montgomery County, Texas.
Hey, how's it going?
As this 2019 Tesla Model X, driving in autopilot mode, strikes their vehicles at 54 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
Injuring 5 officers and hospitalizing the subject of the original traffic stop.
Roll up. 1, 2, 3.
The crash is one of 16 between Teslas and emergency vehicles being investigated by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or NHTSA, to determine whether Tesla's autopilot has contributed to the accidents.
There you go, Sir Rick. That right there, in and of it, tells the danger of what's going on to the first responders out there on the road, how dangerous it is out there on the highways with big trucks going, and these things happen all the time. Because what, Rick? Truly do you believe it's because somebody's not paying attention?
Yeah, Dave, if in fact Tesla or that technology behind the autonomous vehicles is behind this at all, Dave, that's why we're seeing so many people drop out of that race of being the first autonomous truck or being the one that owns that part. Dave, we've often talked about that. Who's going to own it when that truck messes up? Because, Dave, when a truck runs into those police vehicles or to cars, oh my God, Dave. I mean, Who's going to own that technology? And that alone is just scary. It really does go to show probably, and again, Dave, we don't know because a lot of this these accidents, unless it's related to an accident like we saw here, wasn't required or isn't required to be handed over to the National Transportation Office or even DOT or to anybody. Dave, we don't know, and that's the part that scares me right now is the unknown on the autonomous vehicles, especially when you throw it into a big truck.
Yeah, you've got all of these factors, and they use the idea that it is proprietary technology to keep secret, but we have to know that we're safe out there and that it can distinguish between a stopped vehicle and a moving vehicle. It can distinguish. You know, I've always wanted to know, how does a computer, I mean, we're very smart, people are very smart. How do you know that there's a small box in the road that if it's full or if it's not full? And I just say there are ways in which it makes it difficult, but these things that happen right here, it breaks my heart to know that this happens, and we were relying on the safety technology to get us through it. And it scares me to think that technology fails in this moment.
Yeah, David, and when you have a big truck going with the technology, you don't have that luxury of being able to stop on a dime. That truck driver, is in the front seat perhaps as the truck is running autonomously on its own, but you still have the driver in the front seat. Dave, we don't have the reaction time that a car even has in that. The difference is incredible. It's just too late when you realize that your truck's not slowing down. You're not going to have time to stop. If we believe in the technology, if we believe in statistics and data, it says, well, once you're within 100 yards or 200 yards, it's over. There's nothing you can do. That human's not going to have the reaction ability to stop that truck, Dave. And again, I just go back when I see these and just put them in the big truck. It says, we've got to be a long ways away. Who wants to own that piece? And Dave, it's incredibly. That right there was kind of sobering to me when I think about the big truck and I think how close and I believe that it's going to happen. But Dave, it's scary to see things like this on the car because you and I and our listening viewers, we understand that if that's a truck, it's a whole different story.
Well, yeah. In fact, it's not just that vehicle; it's every vehicle there on the side of the road gets thrown around like matchbox cars. I mean, I'm just going to say it. And the truck won't stop. If the truck never hit the brakes, it's going to throw those vehicles around like candy. I promise you, people just don't understand that mass times velocity, that momentum on a truck, that mass times velocity hitting at that speed. There's no chance that many of those people survive in that area.
Yeah, and Dave, I know you've got some other videos to show as well, and it just goes to show that we as humans, hey, listen, we're not perfect either, though, right, Dave? I mean, we're not paying attention, and when you take your eyes off the road, you're not any better than that autonomous car, that Tesla car that ran into it. When your eyes are off the road, things like that happen. Dave, what are we looking at here?
We're just looking at a pretty day out, and we're slowing down in traffic, and we're trying to be, and boom, look, somebody didn't pay attention. Somebody didn't slow down, and you have a small accident, and it's that quick. And I think that's really what I'm trying to convey today on some of these things, on some of these simple videos that we have here. Why? First of all, number one, don't drive too fast. Number two, slow down, pay attention, and look what happens. You lose control of the vehicle, not understanding what they're doing, not understanding what's going on. And I'm going to tell you right now, these things happen every single day out there on the road, especially you drivers out there see them happening. And I just want you to realize, bam, that quick, not paying attention, not watching out, and it happens every single day. Understand people are going to make mistakes. Understand things are going to happen quickly. Look at this. Doing a U-turn on the freeway. It in and of itself, crazy. And I'm telling you, these things happen. That's why you never do it in a truck. Can you imagine what would transpire here? And here we're going to make a decision at the last minute from the wrong side of the road. We're going to try to turn right here. Look at this, causing the other vehicle to crash. We've got to make great decisions, but I tell you, the really big reason why I wanted to show some of these videos this morning is I want you to understand it can happen in a moment's notice. It happens at the very second you least expect it. You're driving, look at this big rig. pulling out on a road. The guy's trying to slam on the brakes, locks up, and still hits the flatbed. You got to watch what's going on out there. Pay attention to what's happening and understand. Be patient. Parked car right there just runs into the back of it. All of these things happen, not paying attention, and I want everybody out there today, Sir Rick, to understand how dangerous the roads are. Watch out, slow down, and give plenty of space. Look at this one. We see this every day in big truck drivers. Look at this. Trying to cut all the way, won't go to the next exit.
Jeez.
Just crash. Look, still going on. People still running, trying to get away, trying to crash. And I'm telling you, these things happen every single day. All right, I'm going to jump over.
Dave, those are humans too. While we're so focused on the autonomous vehicle, them taking over, having accidents. Hey, listen, we do control our own vehicle, our trucks, the cars. Hey, when we have control of it, do it the right way. Keep it under control. Watch your speed, watch your space. Drive safe, Dave. Some more heat, I'm imagining what you're going to show me, right?
Yeah, but I wanted to show you something that happened a little bit here out in Hawaii. You got this tropical storm going on, which is a low pressure system, which was below Hawaii, which didn't get hit by it. And then you have see this circular motion right here? You had a high pressure system. Hawaii was trapped in this funnel area between these two systems, the high and the low, and there was a massive amount of wind pushing through there, almost 80 to 90 miles an hour winds running through there, and that's one of the things. There's no secret as to what's going on. Rains, thunderstorms above the heat dome, and here we are below in the heat dome. We're getting absolutely nothing but hot, hot, hot. So, Rick, I hope you enjoy Iowa. I hope you get some coolness. When you get back here, you can have all of it. But it is what it is. We're gonna see 100-degree temperatures in the south for the next 7 days, Rick. It's still here.
All right, hey, drive safe. Make it happen. Make good decisions. You out there today, do the same thing. Keep it safe. Make the safe decisions. Make that intention to be the safest you can be. Drive safe, Dave. Sir Rick, we're signing off from BCB Live. We're going to your local stations next.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.